Hello everyone. So in this video I'll be explaining some of the numericals related to hypothesis testing. So previous video I have explained you in part 1. I have explained the basic concept of hypothesis testing. So in this video we'll be discussing some of the numericals based on hypothesis testing. So before starting the numerical, I'll explain you whatever the question, whatever the things it will be given. So whenever you'll see the numerical, the first thing will be they'll give you the statement like the sample is drawn and it has a mean some value. So you have to identify whether in the question whether the mean value is about the sample or the population mean. So if it is a sample mean, okay, then it is denoted by x bar. Okay, and if they are saying it is a population mean, then population mean is denoted by mu. Okay, so mean, as you all know, it is simply you have to all the sample you have to do the summation and divide by the sample size. Okay, now another value what they'll give is size of the sample. So sample size, then the value it is denoted by n. Okay, by this they'll not give like x bar, mu or n. They'll in the question it will be written like sample mean, population mean or sample size. Then you have sometime they'll give you a level of significance, or okay, then if they give you level of significance, then you have to take whatever the value is given. If they are not giving you the value, then you have to consider it as 5%. Okay, and next thing is if in the question it is given as right tailed or the left tailed, then you have to consider that only. If it is not given as which tail, then you have to consider as two tail test. Okay, because based on that only you can get the z value. Okay, now the another thing what they can give is standard deviation. Again, it can be standard deviation of population or standard deviation of sample. So based on the sample size you have to consider the formula. Okay, so standard deviation is denoted by S or sigma. Okay, suppose sometimes they don't give the standard deviation, they give the variance. Okay, so variance is simply standard square root of standard deviation, square of standard deviation. Okay, so if just a minute. Okay, so variance is square of standard deviation. So suppose if standard deviation is given, then directly you can use sigma. If variance is given, so in the formula you cannot directly put the variance value, then you have to convert it into standard deviation. So simply what you can do is you can square root this variance, okay, variance value, then you will get the sigma value. Okay, so this all these values will be given. Based on that, what will be the question? The question will be you have to calculate the z value, and based on that, first thing what you have to do, you have to state what is null hypothesis. Based on the question, you have to, the first step will be you have to identify what is the null hypothesis, and then you have to calculate the z value, and based on z value you can say whether you can reject these null hypothesis or fail to reject. Now we'll see the question. Okay, then it will be clear to you. Okay, one more thing what you have to from the question what you have to calculate is standard error. Okay, that we will see. Now let me show you one question, then it will be clear to you. Okay, so this is a question, and what in the question they have given: a random sample of 50 items gives the mean 6.2 and a variance 10.24. Okay, so this is the question. Now what they are further what they are asking, can it be regarded as drawn from a normal population with mean 5.4 at 5% level of significance. Simply it means to say, they are saying that we have taken a sample, okay, of 50 items, okay, and the mean value of the sample is 6.4 and the variance is 10.24. okay, what they are trying to say, can you prove that whatever the sample we have taken, it is taken from the population only, whether the sample and population they are same or not, that we have to prove. Okay, so first what you have to do, same you have to write the whatever the given values are. So here the sample size n is 50, okay, 50 items we have taken. Sample mean x bar is 6.4, oh, sorry, it's 6.2, some mistake, okay, and the way here they have not given standard deviation, they have given variance value. So I have told you, if they have given the variance, so what you have to do, you have to square root the variance. So here 10.24 is square root, so we'll get the 3.2 standard deviation, right? Okay, now population mean mu is given as 5.4 and level of significance alpha is 5%. Now the first step what you have to do is, you have to state the null hypothesis. Okay, so what is null hypothesis? Null hypothesis simply says कि whatever the sample mean is, it is equal to your population, it's same as population mean only. Okay, so null hypothesis mu is equal to 5.4, that we want to prove. Okay, so the alternate hypothesis will be HA is, it will be mu is not equal to 5.4. okay, so if I'll tell you in a very simple what to say, statement wise, it's here in this statement what they want to prove is that the sample is same like the population only. Okay, sample is taken from the same population only, that is null hypothesis that we want to prove. So alternative will be, if we are not able to prove, then we can say the sample is not taken from the population. Okay, so now what we have to see is, here we have to get the z value, we have to calculate the z value. Why? Because z value means it is simply just a minute, I'll show you that page. Okay, this is the z value. Okay, so if we get this value, so above or below this value we can say whether we can reject or we can accept. If the whatever the value we calculate, if it is coming this side in the rejection zone, then we can say okay, we are going to reject. If it is coming this side, then we are going to accept it. So that's why we have to calculate our z value. So or sometimes it is called as critical ratio. In some book it is written as z is written as critical value ratio. So the formula for this critical ratio is difference between the mean, sample mean and the population mean. So x bar is your sample mean, mu is your population mean, that you have to minus upon standard deviation square root of n. So how you got this value is called as standard error. You can calculate, then it is called as standard error. So simply you can write like this. Okay, and this line, it is called as modulus value. In mass, modulus value means whatever the value it comes, it can be both positive and negative value, both we can take. Don't think just positive will come, even the negative value also we can take. Why? Because you can see here this side negative value will come and here positive will come. That's why we have put this modulus symbol. Okay, so you can calculate here. Mean was given as sample mean was 6.2, your population mean was 5.4, standard deviation we got 3.2, and the sample size was 50. If you will calculate, you will get Z value as 1.77. Now this is our calculated value, what we have calculated. Now in the question they have given level of significance 5%. So I have shown you that table, that if the alpha value is 5%, then what will be the Z value? Okay, the Z alpha what it will be, so we'll show. Okay, so I have shown you this table that if the alpha value is 5%, since it is two-tail test, because in the question they have not given as right tail or left tail, so we'll consider it as two-tail test. So in two-tail test, if the alpha value is 5%, then the Z alpha will be 1.96. So you are getting my point. So now our calculated value is 1.77 and the alpha is your 1.96. So 1.77 is less than 1.96. So now if you will see in this table, in this graph, just a minute. So here is one Z alpha 1.96 and our value what we have calculated, it is coming 1.77. So 1.77 will come this side. So this is your acceptance region. Okay, because if it comes after 1.96, then it is rejection zone, but 1.77 is this side, in the acceptance side. So always remember, if the Z calculated value is less than Z alpha, then we accept the null hypothesis or fail to reject the null hypothesis. So here we got these Z calculated value less than Z alpha. So what we can say from this our calculation, that we fail to reject null hypothesis, and we can say the sample is drawn from the population. So the original question was this only. Can we say excuse me, can we say that the sample was drawn from the population? So yes, we can say that the sample is drawn from the population. So like this only you will get the question. So one more I'll show you, so then you can solve more question from the book. Okay, so the next question is, a random sample of 400 members is found to have mean of 4.45 centimeter. Okay, can it be reasonably regarded a sample from a large population whose mean is 5 cms and variance is 4 centimeter? Okay, so same question here. The sample size is 400 and the sample mean is 4.45, population mean is 5, and here again they have given the variance. Okay, just a minute. Wait a minute. Okay, variance. Okay, variance is 4, so we have to calculate the standard deviation. So just square root, then we can get standard deviation. So here what we have to, again we have to state the null hypothesis. So what is the null hypothesis? It means it is mu is equal to 5. Okay, and what will be the alternate hypothesis? That is mu is not equal to 5. That we want to prove or disprove. Again, Z value you have to calculate, the critical value, same difference between the population sample and the population mean upon your standard error, sigma or S, whatever you want to write, you can write it. So here the sample mean is 4.45 minus the population mean upon standard deviation is 2 and a square root of your sample size. So Z you got 5.5%. okay, not percent, Z value is 5.5. Now here level of significance they have not given, so you have to consider it as 5%. So at 5% level of significance, what is the Z alpha value? That is 1.96. so you can see here the Z alpha value is 1.96 and whatever the calculated Z value is 5.5. so calculated value is greater than alpha value. So again you can see in the this one. So here is your calculated value, oh sorry, here is your alpha value. So if you go this side, so the value will increase. So whatever the calculated value you got 5, so 5 will come somewhere this side. Okay, so this is the rejection zone. So simply you can say if the calculated value is greater than Z alpha value, so we reject null hypothesis. Okay, so we can say sample is not drawn from the given population. So like these questions you can get on hypothesis testing. So I hope it is clear to you. So if you want more understanding, then you can go and read some good books on biostats, and many good videos are also available. So I have tried to bring in a very simple manner. I don't know how much justice I have done. So but anyhow, if it is beneficial for you, then please do like, share and subscribe. Thank you so much.